Welcome everybody, friends, family, enemies, members of Sunspear, and all of Belegarth, to the War of Wrath, and this momentous occasion where I have the distinct pleasure of elevating Kaia to the station of knighthood. But before proceeding with the ceremony, I have some musings. This journey to peerage is infrequently a straight path. I believe that the twists and turns, the ups and downs, the side quests and the forks in the road are what truly make this journey what it is. For it's on those unexpected twists we are forced to adapt and grow. On those side quests, we are given the opportunity to not only discover parts about ourselves that we may not have known, but challenged with the task of staying focused and accountable. At those forks in the road, we're asked to make decisions that will impact our lives both inside and outside of this community, impact our relationships, and ultimately form the legacy which we create for ourselves. If the journey to peerage was a straight path, if it was too well known, too predefined, it would simply not be worth it. And while there are skills that all knights, war masters, would have you all peers should possess, the path to peerage is not paved in checking items off of a list or winning battles on the battlefield, but rather in being a resource to those around you, a steward of our community, a force for growth, and overcoming obstacles both in Belegarth and outside of it. And in order to do this, one needs great strength, discipline, resolve, and most importantly, determination. And I can say with the utmost certainty that Squire Kaia embodies these traits and has done these things. Some may argue that today's ceremony is long overdue. And in many ways, I'm inclined to agree with them. But if we had performed this ceremony when it had originally been intended, both Kaia and myself may not have had the opportunity to grow in so many meaningful ways, making today that much more special. And if we had not waited, perhaps all here would have been deprived of one of the greatest quests that Belegarth has ever seen. Over the course of today, Kaia and many from her retinue, many that stand before you in our audience today, they sought ancient Sunspear knowledge. They performed acts of service to the realm and to the event. They spread the art of belly dancing, bested great warriors, collected ancient relics, and defended the Temple of Sunspear from a vicious invading force. And thank you to everybody who took part in that. Kaia, you may kneel. Kaia, you wear colors which are not your own and are the white of a squire. And they are no longer suitable for you. Are there colors such that you may be recognized when performing great deeds?
There are colors. Since the days of old, when a knight strode upon the battlefield, they were arrayed not in plain colors, but in bright, vibrant, recognizable hues. Like upon my chest, in a field of purple, a silver hour. All the knights arrayed before you are resplendent in their colors and symbols. For when you step onto a field, they should look at you and say, "Lo, there is a knight." Your colors should precede you on every field. Your symbol should strike fear into those who might challenge you, who might attempt to take your citadel and stop you from rising. Every knight's colors is a reflection of who they are, as is their device. Kaia has chosen dusty blue and copper. These reflect not only the two sides of her personality, but the copper reflects the hard work it takes to build something from nothing, to take a small element from the earth and fashion it. Much like we all do when we come to these events, we wrest something from the ground and turn it into something more. Kaia, you are now arrayed in the colors you've chosen. When your enemies see you upon the field, they should recognize those colors. May you live every day of your life in a manner that is worthy of them. You may fail. I've certainly failed. But I have faith in you, or I wouldn't be here. Kaia's also chosen something else that's very special. The cut of the colors she's chosen is reflective of a long history in an art that is very difficult. Kaia's a very talented belly dancer, and this cut is a traditional cut from that culture. Triple meaning. Arrayed as you are now, you cannot fail.
Bye, Tabard.
Bye, Tabard.
That a boy.
Oftentimes in our tradition, a squire is presented with a belt as a symbol of their newly acquired status. Is there a belt to hold these colors in place?
There is. Except then, this white belt, a symbol of unsullied purity amid a society wrought with peril, let its pale hue remind you that righteousness is a discipline, not a boast, that each drop of blood you spill in the name of your cause must be balanced by the faultlessness intent of your heart, whereas the priestess wears her vows, tight as iron, unbroken by doubt, and unstained by corruption.
Thank you, Sir Kaia. Not only does she wear a white belt, but is outfitted with utility so that she may continue to serve effectively and efficiently at the drop of a dime. Knights are expected to defend those who cannot defend themselves. Is there a shield?
There is. Accept then this shield, reminding you that chivalry must be endured both calm and storm. Lift this shield and feel its weight, not simply bound, not simply pounds of hard wood and iron, but the burdens of every innocent who stands behind you. With its broad face, you shall defend the helpless. With its boss and rim, you shall drive back the darkness and crush raider and break the line. Remember, defense without valor is cowardice. Assault without conscience is corruption. In every parry, let your intent be pure. In every counterstroke, let justice sing.
Thank you, Sir Ra. In order to administer justice and strike down those who would do you and your loved ones harm, you will need the right tool. Is there a sword?
There is. Are you ready? No. In the first leg of your journey, your weaknesses were found to be tone, consistency, and motivation. In your projects, in your work, and through your journey, you have brought Belegarth together on behalf of new fighters. You have pledged a year to the Rules Committee, and you've shown that your strengths. Now I'm faltering. Oh man, you let that one tear fall and I'm starting to stutter. You are capable. You are tenacious. You are a good leader. You are capable. You are tenacious. And you are a good leader. And with the sword, a tool, a symbol as an extension of the self, I give you this one wish, that you keep it as well honed as your skill set will be in the next leg of your journey.
Note the curved blade, the scimitar, to signify Kaia's commitment to the art of belly dancing. My squire, you have returned to us from a great voyage, and in doing so, you have renewed your commitment to the community. You have renewed your promise to embody excellence, to serve, to dedicate yourself to the greater good. During our never-ending journey, there may be times where we question this commitment and dedication, where we may doubt ourselves and the promises we have made, and when we may wonder if we remain on the correct path. To be a knight is to be human, but to be a knight is to not be defeated by these things. Still, there is no shame in needing a reminder of these commitments, a physical manifestation of the burden that we bear, a chain that does not bind us to anything, but rather gives us the opportunity to bind ourselves to our vows each day anew, a chain with no beginning and no end, signifying the perpetual and unending role that you have to play for this community. There is a chain, and I am proud to place it upon you today. Today, we dub you with two swords. The first shall be the sword that touched my shoulder and raised me to the rank of knighthood, as it did for my knight, wielded by Sir Kaia the Determined, first knight of the Highlands of Chaos. Does now touch your left shoulder to remind you of the great lineage you are now a part of, and to remind you that your history is as much a burden of your knighthood. The second will be the sword that I have wielded, forged in the Highlands, and over the course of many years, imbued with the ancient spirits of the Sith, the Aztec gods, and the Phoenix which is reborn every day to perform its great deeds. And my hand under which you have served and grown, does now touch your head and give you your oath. Be loyal of hands and mouth, and serve all who are worthy as best you can. Seek the fellowship of those who would keep you on your chosen path. Let others recognize your accomplishments, but never rest on your laurels. Should you face adversity, make use of diplomacy when necessary, but be not afraid of conflict. When you find yourself amongst those who would use a false tongue and lack action, guide them to proper recourse through example. The office of knight is to facilitate the growth of the community you serve, defend those who cannot defend themselves, and to be true to the virtues and expectations you have set for yourself. And should you lose your way, always remember that you are reborn and reforged in your deeds with every rising of the sun. Do you swear this? In the name of the Father Owl, owl who watches over us. In the name of the Godmother who makes way for new growth. And in the name of the Force which binds us together, I knight you, Sir Kaia the Determined. May you never forget your place as a humble servant, and let this be the final blow that goes unchallenged. Rise, Sir Kaia the Determined! Huzzah! 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 Hug this woman!
I don't like to